it's the most amount of points we've ever scored against France, so that's something to really celebrate. And 20 years of wheelchair rugby league next year, and in this 19th year, they've still beaten us quite a few more times than we've ever beaten them. So to keep pegging back that disparity, I'm really pleased about it. Mason Billington debut, came on, scored 2 brilliant tries. If he was here, he'd say he let a couple of tries in too.
He's just told us that, yeah.
Yeah. And then as well to have Rob Hawkins, Nathan Collins, Tom Halliwell, who starred in the grand final, come out, go up another level and do it for 80 minutes against the number 2 ranked team in the world. There's so much to be happy about, at the same time knowing that there's a lot more progression and improvement in us.
How hard is it to fit everyone in to the starting 5?
Absolutely impossible. And there'll be at least 2 players in that squad who are disappointed with the amount of time that they got on the pitch. And there's 8 more players who didn't make the matchday team today, who are going to play this year against France or against Spain, who are desperate to put on that quite nice England kit, if you're asking me. And that's really promising, but it gives me a massive headache. I said to Dave Banks just before the end of the game, I'm dreading 2 years' time when we've got to pick from that 16, and I'm sure there'll be a couple more people who aren't in yet to fight for that however many player squad to take to Australia. It's going to be so tough.
Well, Mason told us that he hadn't played wheelchair rugby league 12 months ago. He's got 8 months since he played his first game.
It's insane.
So the players who could be picking him for that World Cup might not even know what wheelchair rugby league is like.
Yeah, you're so right. There might be someone who just watched it who says, Mason Billington, I know him from basketball. Or Mason Billington, they've said in the commentary, he's only ever played, this is his 11th game of wheelchair rugby league. It might be less than that, you know. He might not even be into double figures yet. But, I'll get a bit emotional about Mason because I've only known him that long, like since he came into the sport. And Sean Wayne came in to speak to the team last night, and he said the 3 most important attributes to be not a good player but a great player is a thirst for learning, competitive spirit, and just being a good bloke. And like Mason's 9.5 out of 10 in all those 3 areas, so he deserves it. Although that sounds silly to say because he's not been working at it for that long, but like good things come to good people, and he'll be frightening in 2 years' time. If he keeps going the way he's going, he'll be absolutely frightening.
4 tries from Rob Hawkins. How good was he out there this afternoon?
Electric, like just as good as we expected him to be. Nathan Collins too, but I thought Rob was going to win the grand final almost on his own a couple of weeks ago, and then Leeds came back and did what they did. But it shows you, like there was a time 2 years ago where, like during the World Cup even, Rob played a couple 80-minute or 60-minute games back to back, and then he was in bed for 2 days. So after that we were like, okay, how many minutes can Rob really play at that high level before he drops off and he suffers? That's not the Rob Hawkins who went out there today, and there was no danger of us taking him off until the game was won, really, because why would you get in anyone's way when they're playing that well?
Well, I know he ran us over because we were in the corner just behind the barrier. Luckily the barrier was there, but he seemed really fired up. If you had taken him off earlier, would you have been in danger? I mean, it's a good job you're in the stand and not on sidelines.
Yeah, like when you've got people like Rob and Nathan playing as well as they are, Tom Halliwell, Josh Butler, Wheels of Steel. I'm not going to name everybody because we're all in great form. Like that's what the Super League's done. Like so many competitive games, everyone's in peak performance coming into this contest, and the messages to most of the players this morning was like, look, you know the game plan, but we're just going to get out of your way because we don't need to coach you through this contest. Like you're so ready. Just give them a basic structure to connect them all, and then wind them up and let them go.
Just slightly off topic, Martin Norris announced his retirement this week. Somebody that you would know very well, is a tribute you want to pay to him?
Yeah, I watched the podcast. We listened to it in the car on the way up yesterday, and I thought Martin spoke really well. He's kind of galvanised Hull since he's come into them the last couple of years, and all the Hull players will tell you that. Tristan Norfolk will tell you the difference that he's made. I think they'll be worried about going into next season without him, but like Martin said, he'll be able to remove himself a little bit, and being a player coach is impossible really. So be able to be a lot more zoomed out and selfless with the team. But I'm just grateful that he's staying involved because he's a huge part of our story. And you mentioned a few other people who are a massive part of it, like Andy Wharton as well, who came in and did a jersey presentation with us last year. For me, it's super important that we take those people with us because clearly we wouldn't be there without people like Martin. And I hope he stays connected with what we're doing.